yung resolve kasi ng tao, alam mo, Christian, is a finite resource. Tama? Oo, finite resource yan eh.
Unfortunately, that's true. Finite.
Oo, di ba? Yung resolve ng lahat ng taong bayan at ng tao mismo, ha? Init na init ka sa pangarap mo nung bata ka, di ba? Pero parang yung iba, nababatay na lang na, ay, hindi ko na na-achieve, okay lang sa akin, di ba? Ibig sabihin, dahil yung resolve is a finite resource, no? You ought to realize that. And then yung hindi lang yung resolve, but everything else require resources. So, ibig sabihin, alam niyo po, kung yung prosecutor at fiscal, tatambakan mo ng hearing doon sa kanyang kung saan siya nakadestino at maghahawak pa siya ng 200 kaso at wala siyang associate lawyers, wala siyang researchers, wala siyang secretary o shared yung secretary nila ng 10 pang fiscal. Tapos ang haharapin niya ay isang malaking law firm dahil afford nung kalaban na merong 15 abogado, na merong tagaganda ng pleadings, na babatuhan ka lahat ng dilatory tactic, kahit na kano kang kagaling na fiscal, kung kulang ang resources mo, hindi ka mananalo. So ano ibig sabihin ko dito?
Tama yan, grabe.
Oo, diba? Kung malaki yung kaso, government should actually allocate corresponding resources as the war chest of well-meaning fiscals and prosecutors and teams, no? Ngayon nakikita ko, ilang beses ko na nakita, parang outgunned, outnumbered yung mga prosecutors at tambak pa sila ng ibang administrative matters. Hindi sila specifically designated here. Whereas yung kabila, kaya nila magbayad ng abogado na ito lang ang kaso nila, tapos kumita ng, di ba, laki na acceptance fee, okay na ako. Ikaw priority ko, di ba? So outgunned and outnumbered. What's the point? The point is, alam natin na maraming trabaho yung mga fiscal. Alam natin na maraming hurdles, maraming mga limitations. So, you have to allocate corresponding resources. That's one. And when I say resources, it's not just logistics. It's not just financial. It's also human. Ibig sabihin, tingnan mo na yung may mga integridad. Tingnan mo na yung meron talagang intensyon na wakasan ang korupsyon. Kasi whether we like it or not, the prosecutorial service is filled with, di ba, dubious people too. Sabi naman ni Ombudsman Rebullo, kahit naman yung ating justice system, no? Ang very important na meron naman, alam naman nila yan kung sino yung matigas, matatag, di ba, na mga fiscal dyan. At maraming sila na mapagkakatiwalaan mo, kailangan mong saladuhan, mahal nila yung bayan, doon mo ilagay sa mga big fish na hindi mabibili talaga. So it's logistics, financial, and human resources, no? Dahil alam naman natin, yung kabila, may malaking purchase. So, yung limitation sa system ngayon, nakikita ko lang na they don't have enough manpower, they don't have enough resources to make sure that they will be able to do this or mismanage. No, kahit na may awesome powers of yung state, hindi binibigyan hindi binibigay sa kanila at hindi binilinaw galing sa taas na kung anong kailangan mo, sagot kita. So that's one. The second one is, alam naman natin yung weakness ng system, di ba? Pagka finite, sabi ko nga kanina, finite yung willpower. Pag hindi na nakatingin ang mga tao, may hocus-pocus na. Di ba? Pag hindi na nakatingin...
Pag yung public pressure nag-let down.
Tapos, hindi naman ganun kahaba rin. Ang dami natin buhay, di ba? Tayo mga tao, hindi naman tayo 24/7 nakatingin di ba? So, ano ibig sabihin nito? It is important, two things. Number one, to make sure that the entire system, and you will have exert extra efforts to make sure that the entire system and the entire trial and the entire proceedings will be transparent. No, I'm not foreclosed to the possibility of noon pa to televising court proceedings. No, in other courts, in other countries, in other
streaming.
Jurisdictions.
Pwede ba streaming?
Streaming. In other jurisdictions. Ano po yan allowed yan, sa atin hindi. There was a resolution, because this was my thesis, no? Kaya medyo aware po ako dito. There was a resolution before in the Ampatuan Massacre to allow media penned by Associate Justice Conchita Carpio Morales. The Supreme Court agreed na i-stream, ite-televise ang court proceedings ng Ampatuan Massacre. And then all of a sudden, after a few months, ni-reverse sa Supreme Court, pero wala na nakapirmang justice yung clerk of court na lang. Hindi natin alam kung ano nangyari doon. Oo, para nag-decide na yung Supreme Court na hindi na pala ite-televise, no? Malaki po kasing debate yan. Sasabihin nila, it exerts a due pressure on the judge, on the magistrate. There might be miscarriage of justice.
Sorry, medyo kalokohan yan. Hindi naman tayo jury system eh. Supposedly itong mga judges na ito, di ba?
Correct. Oh. Yung actually para sa akin, di ba, yung sub judice rule kasi na sinasabi nila came from the American tradition, no? And American tradition, kaya may sub judice rule kasi jury system. Ibig sabihin yung ordinaryong tao ang magde-decide. So, ang assumption mas prone siya sa pressure, reasonable average person lang siya. Pero yung judges, ang training po namin mga abogado at mga judges is whatever happens, hindi pwedeng emotions mo. It is the evidence and you have to cite the evidence on record. So, ibig sabihin, hindi siya hindi siya ordinaryong tao. And hence, since we have enough training to withstand pressure and decide only based on evidence, para sa akin, mas magandang i-televise lang. Mas nakakatakot nga kung feeling ko hindi siya undue pressure. It is enough pressure that is called for in a democratic system. Sa akin lang po yan kasi the courtroom is a public place. In fact pwede po lahat ng tao pumunta sa korte. Anong pinagkaiba nun? Sa televising, kung lahat naman pala tayo may karapatan pumunta sa court proceedings, no? Because that is a constitutional right. And according to the Constitution, the courtroom is a public place. Pero, ayan na, limited tayo Alam naman natin na yan yung rule ngayon no? Ano pwede natin gawin? Baka po, ang most important is, kung ako yung Department of Justice, magmo-memorandum of agreement na ako sa napakaraming mga watchdogs. No? Watchdogs, memorandum of agreement, meron silang karapatan yung ma-furnishan ng lahat ng mga records, at I will even encourage them to attend the court proceedings, including yung watchdogs, including yung diplomatic community. Alam niyo po, nakita ko po, iba po talaga sa akin po mga limited na hinawakang mga high-profile cases. Pag dumarating po ang diplomatic community at manonood lang ng court proceedings, nag-iiba Nag-iiba yung temperature Alam niyo po sa kaso nila Ila de Lima, ilang beses pupunta dyan yung
Talaga, may ganon?
Interparliamentary Union, pumupunta, mga embassies pumupunta, ramdam mo talaga na nag-iiba yung court proceedings, nag-iiba yung disposition, no? So, lagi ko pong in-encourage pag high-profile cases, wala namang masama na pumunta yung mga diplomatic, yung mga missions, foreign missions, international organizations, NGOs, no? Kung pinapapunta ko talaga pagkalaban, malaking tao para makita rin nila that they are under the gaze of the international community. Kasi meron ring embarrassment, di ba? Even for the judges, no? Na parang pinapanood ako ng international community and may access sila sa records, no? Tao po kasi itong mga taong ito, ang mga nagpapatakbo ng ating justice system. And for me, dahil alam natin na tao lang po tayo, it is better for us to put natural guardrails. And the guardrails that I can see is making sure that the records are transparent. They know that they're being watched. May attendance yung mga watchdogs at even the diplomatic community. And kung ako ang Department of Justice, gagawa na ako ng kalendaryo. For-furnishan ko na sila lahat. I-invite ko sila. Ako pa mag-motion na umattend sila at i-allow sila ng court, no? At tapos meron silang natural right na umupo, no? Kung hindi nila afford na masikip yung courtroom, may online May online Di ba pwede ko sabihin, manonood sila online ng proceedings para hindi rin sila nakakagulot maingay masyado sa korte. In other words, I would rather that the court system will be transparent and it should be initiated by no less than the prosecution service. If you want to make sure that we equal the playing field, di ba? Kasi unequal na nga ngayon So kailangan equal yung playing field in terms of transparency and accountability.
Na lahat yan pwede naman gawin dito sa upcoming trial pagdating dito sa flood control scam. Tama?
Maluwang naman yung Sandigan Bayan. Malaki yung korte doon kumpara doon sa mga maliliit na trial court na iba. So I think walang problema na i-accommodate ang publiko at i-make sure na ikalendaryo na kung kaninong toka. Kasi alam mo marami namang NGOs At hindi kahit ito na isang NGO kasi may mga limited rin ng funding ng mga NGOs at ng mga watch groups. So pwedeng toka namin ng January. January to February. Toka ng, di ba, ng isang human rights, ng lawyers ang watch April. Toka ng budget watch ang June, July. Di ba? Imbitahin mo na rin yung mga embassies, no? Kasi important na alam na minomonitor natin to until matapos yung buong court proceedings.
Last question. Yung ganyang observation, no, pwede rin pag-usapan publicly ng mga nag-observe, let's say na CSO group, yun nangyari sa korte. Pwede ba yan?
Depende, no?
In terms of
Usually,
their impressions nila.
oo, wala namang masama, no? Wala namang masama. Pero usually, pinagbabawalan rin ng korte yung mag-record. Para sa akin nga, dapat once and for all, i-clarify na dapat pwede. Basta hindi ka nang gugulo sa proceedings. Para hindi ka nag-iingay, no? Nag-iingay doon sa proceedings. Pero yung mga impressions, there's nothing wrong with that. That is your impression, di ba? Kung
Hindi
tingin mo
naman
talaga parang lutong-luto, bakit
Oo.
bakit by justice system should be free from that kind of impression and criticisms? Anyway, the justice system is also part and parcel of our tripartite system of democracy, which should be ultimately accountable to the people, di ba? So sa akin, hindi ako allergic dyan, pero naiintindihan ko na meron mga old-fashioned different schools of thought na maybe iba yung impression dyan. But I think it is good to have a debate on it and decide once and for all. But sa akin, I'd rather err on the side of transparency and people's participation even in the court system. Yan naman ang virtue, di ba, ng jury system. They want the people to be involved in the dispensation of justice, no, and see the importance of the courtroom, kahit na ordinaryong tao ka, so that you understand and you're rooting for its success, di ba? Yung participative dispensation of justice is very important. Unfortunately, we don't have that in the country because limited nga yung funds natin. Alam mo bang, Christian, less than 1% ang naka-allocate na funds ng national budget sa judiciary. Kaya makikita mo yung mga court systems natin, 'di ba, parang bulwagan ng katarungan. Well, ang nakalagay na lang sa bulwagan ng katarungan, H K. Tapos nakikita mo bulwagan ng katarungan, tapos nasa tabi ng riles, sira yung korte, no? Those are manifestations of how poorly we invest on our justice system. So like ko sinasabi, if we want a better justice system, it will reflect in the budget. And if you're only allocating 1% of the budget to the justice system for the last, I don't know, 20 years, ang alam ko, once lang, I wrote a paper on this in one of my subjects during my Masters of Law. Parang once or twice lang na nag-breach ng 1% ang allocation natin, no, sa judiciary. Kaya, sabi ko, like ko sinasabi, yung mga itsura ng mga korte na sira-sira yung folder, nasa labas, tumutulo ang init, those are physical manifestations of our justice system and the kind of prioritization that we give to the dispensation of justice in this country.